Are you looking for the best monitors for MacBook Pro? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best monitors on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX. The best monitor for MacBook Pro that we've tested is the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX. It's a premium 4K, 32-inch monitor that offers high-end picture quality. It uses mini LED backlighting, which helps it improve its contrast ratio by deepening blacks next to bright highlights. Combined with its wide range of colors and high brightness, which makes highlights truly pop, it delivers an impactful HDR viewing experience, which is ideal if you want to edit content in HDR. There are some downsides, though, as it has a low native contrast ratio without local dimming, so blacks look gray. Using its local dimming feature results in some haloing around bright objects, too. On the plus side, the monitor has a high 4K resolution that makes images and text look sharp. It's easy to connect your laptop to the monitor as it has 3 USB-C ports, one of which supports DisplayPort Alt Mode with 65W of power delivery. This is enough to charge most MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros while you're using them, but not more powerful, power-hungry ones, in which case you'll need a separate charger. Luckily, it has a few USB ports to which you can connect your devices, which helps if you don't have space left on your laptop. At number 2. Apple Studio Display. While the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX is a fantastic monitor to use with your MacBook Pro or MacBook Air, if you want an Apple-specific monitor to complete your ecosystem, then check out the Apple Studio Display. There are a few advantages to getting it, like the fact that it has a higher 5K resolution for even sharper text. It also has Thunderbolt 3 support with 96W of power delivery, so you can charge even power-hungry MacBook Pros while you're using it. Plus, it has a few features that you can only access with a macOS device, like its extremely accurate sRGB mode, and you can change its settings directly from your MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. However, there are still a few drawbacks to getting it over the BenQ, as it has worse picture quality because of its lower contrast and no local dimming. Its stand also has much worse ergonomics, but you can get a variant with a Visa mount adapter if you prefer using an ergonomic stand or mount. Besides that, it doesn't support HDR at all, which is disappointing if you need something for editing videos in HDR. Apple offers the Pro Display XDR, which is a 32-inch, 6K monitor that supports HDR, but it also costs a lot more. At number 3. Dell U2725QE. If both the BenQ MOBIUZ EX321UX and the Apple Studio Display are out of your price range, you can look into a lower-cost option, like the Dell U2725QE. If you can't find it through retailers, you can also get it directly from Dell. It has some drawbacks compared to both the BenQ and Apple monitors. It has a lower resolution than the Apple monitor, so text isn't as sharp. It also has worse picture quality than the BenQ because it doesn't have mini LED and has terrible local dimming, so it's a bad choice for editing or watching HDR content. That said, the main advantage of getting this over the other two is its massive USB hub. It includes a KEV-M switch, 5 USB-A ports, and 5 USB-C ports, so you can connect all kinds of devices directly to the monitor and just worry about reconnecting your laptop when you want to use it. One of the USB-C ports supports Thunderbolt 4 with 140W of power, which is even higher than the Apple monitor. It also supports daisy chaining with up to 2 extra monitors connected directly to this one, which helps if you want the extra screen real estate. You can also check out the similar Dell U2725QE if you want a bigger screen, but it costs more. At number 4. ASUS ProArt Display PA279CRV. If the Dell U2725QE is still too much out of your price range, there are other great work-friendly 4K monitors you can get for cheaper. One of those is the ASUS ProArt Display PA279CRV, which is a 4K, 27-inch monitor that's fairly similar in picture quality to the Dell U2725QE. However, the main downside of getting this is that it doesn't have Thunderbolt support. While this means that it won't take full advantage of your MacBook with the fastest possible data transfer, it still has DisplayPort Alt Mode, so you can display an image and charge the MacBook thanks to its 90W of power delivery. It doesn't have a KVM switch like the U2725QE either, but there are other USB ports to which you can connect your devices. One of this monitor's strengths is its color accuracy. It's very accurate in its sRGB mode, and you'll only need to calibrate it if your work requires perfectly accurate colors. It also has picture modes for other color spaces you may work with, including DCI-P3 and Adobe RGB. Plus, it gets bright enough to fight glare in a well-lit room, but it performs worse in a dark room as it has a low contrast ratio. At number 5. ASUS Q27G3XMN. If you're looking for something on a budget, check out the ASUS Q27G3XMN. It's different from the ASUS ProArt Display PA279CRV as it has a lower 1440p resolution, so images and text aren't as sharp and detailed, and it doesn't have a USB hub. This means you need to connect your laptop over HDMI or get a DisplayPort adapter. However, the ASUS has even better HDR picture quality than the ASUS, as it uses mini LED backlighting, which is something many low-cost monitors don't have. Its local dimming works well, so it displays deep blacks next to bright highlights, which is great if you want to use it in a dark room. It's even a good choice if you're a content creator. It has an accurate sRGB mode, but there are some issues with a red tint, depending on which combination of settings you use. This means you may have to calibrate it to avoid this issue. Besides that, it also gets very bright, which is ideal if you want to use it in a bright room. You can also check out the similar ASUS Q27G40XMN if you want something even brighter, but it can be harder to find, depending where you live. At number 6. Dell P2425H. If you're on a really tight budget to get a monitor after buying your new MacBook, a good alternative to the ASUS Q27G3XMN is the Dell P2425H. It's a noticeable step down in picture quality from the ASUS as it has a low contrast ratio and doesn't support HDR at all, but this is what you should expect for such a cheap display. It also has a smaller screen with a lower 1080p resolution, so images aren't as detailed and there's less screen space to work with. While it's a simple office monitor that offers the basics, like a wide viewing angle and a very ergonomic stand, it also includes a USB hub. This helps if you want to connect your devices directly to it. Although it also has a USB-C port, it doesn't support DisplayPort Alt mode, and it's meant for data transfer or charging. Like with the ASUS, you need to connect your MacBook to it via HDMI or with a USB-C to DisplayPort adapter. If you prefer connecting your MacBook over USB-C, you can also check out the MSI G274QPFQD, which is a 27-inch, 1440p monitor that supports DisplayPort Alt mode. However, it's also limited to only 15 W of power, and it usually costs more than the Dell.